Okay, this video is just to show my trade history performance. So, okay, first of all, a disclaimer: all content on my YouTube channel is just my observations and opinion on the markets and is not financial advice. So you can read that disclaimer. It will be in the description of this video. So the summary of my performance now up until 18 April is now there for now with 71% win rate on the last 6 months. So let me get the brush for me to be able to show you the okay. So for the last 6 months on only CFDs, now it dropped to 71% win rate from 83, okay, because of a losing trade which I recently had yesterday. Although my average performance these days is 80% win rate, despite the drawdown that I am in right now, which is temporary. Then for both CFDs and binary options, for the past 6 months, when I was now using all the confirmations which I now use, okay, which now improve performance more than in the past. Now for both the binary options and CFDs, it's now around 71% win rate on 14 trades. Although that's not a good sample for all retail traders, which mostly accepted is 100 trades, with other trading methods which are weaker. But remember, for our trading method which we use, which is the best, it's stronger because of using stronger bias methods and other concepts. So we only need at least 20 trades that we use for proof of consistent profitability. Then for the longest one which I had, okay, on performances of the binary options, which is the strategy which I developed earlier than of the CFDs for this momentum strategy. Besides that of the CFDs of the order-based strategy on my 2023 trade history for February and March on my channel. But for the binary options, the longest one is there I have for 1 year. No, not 1 year, 3 months is the other one for 1 year, and it's now almost 5.5 months with 68% win rate, when it's actually considered to be possible with a smaller percentage of traders to be consistently profitable trading binary options. So my profit factor is also now better than of professional traders and institutional traders. Now it just dropped a bit, but usually it's around 4 profit factor, when professional traders do around 2.5, okay, and institutional traders do around 2 profit factor, which your profit factor is just multiplying the effect of your win rate and risk reward. So the risk rewards I use are there, where you are just risking almost the same as what you're expecting to gain on profit per trade. So I will show you even later the profit factors for the past 3 months on my CFD accounts using my FX book, since it only shows the past 3 months. So for the BVI FSC CFD account, when I'm not trading binary options, for the past 3 months on an average, because I had done some withdrawals and I'm going to deposit more capital soon. Right now it's a very tiny account. It was only a $12 account a few days ago, because I had done some withdrawals for data costs. But for the past 3 months, which you can see indicated there, it's just that almost $1 profit on only 2 trades, this one and then also that one, okay, on an average of around about $20 on average. And then these balances are just when I'll be removing and adding money from the MT5 accounts to the main brokerage back office account, so I can look for trade sentiments for trading CFDs. So that's why you see that with my trading, the deposits and withdrawals won't make sense. They will be slightly higher because of those transfers I will be making, because for the binary options, the platform is not regulated. So that's why I try to keep money in the CFD accounts where it's regulated here. Then for the DerivVU-Server FSC CFD accounts, I haven't opened any trades there even for the past 3 months. Then for you to log in my CFD accounts, for those who don't trade, you just download MetaTrader 5 application, not 4 version. Then with Android, if you just come to the menu by selecting the top 3 black lines there on the left, you'll come to this page. Then you select this plus sign to add my account, so you can log in my account and see my performance in the trade history section where I went there. And if you are using an iPhone or a computer, you just look where all these functions are. It will be just a slightly different display. Then on Find Broker, you type Deriv. So for us in Zimbabwe, we are given accounts from that BVI FSC regulation. Then FX is for the STP, low leverage account. I'm not using now since it's a very tiny account, but I will use it maybe next year. And then also the DerivVU account, which is regulation. I don't use this SVG LLC account. It's for those who wouldn't have verified their accounts with KYC yet, and it does not have regulation, so your trading won't really be safe. If I select info where I selected, you can see it's written non-regulated, although all the others will be regulated. So if you select anyone, you put the login IDs, I will show you, then the password I always use, and then the specific server name, make sure it's correct, or you select another one. Then after that, you select login. So the details you will just use to log in are the ones I always give you to use every Saturday. So the password is always investor25 with a capital letter I. Okay, since videos can now be faked with AI. Then for the main server names, then the login ID numbers, and then the specific server name. So besides every Saturday, I'm also going to open the investor password tomorrow, Sunday, for 19 April. So now I'm just going to Chrome to download broker statements for my CFD trading, so you can confirm with that Word document which I showed you on the screenshot earlier. Okay, so I'm just going to download the last statements I was sent. So I'm downloading fresh copy versions so you can see that they are new documents and I wouldn't have edited the Excel documents. So you see that the new versions will have numbers at the end to indicate that they are newer copies. So here for now, I'm just going to show you my binary option trade history. So that's the one where so far I have the longest consistently profitable trade history of almost a year and 6 months. But I will raise this account of about $12 to $9,000 around the end of October using a high calculated risk model on high win rate of about 80% win rate, which is just winning on average 8 out of 10 trades for those who don't trade. So I'm selecting November 2024 when I had fully developed the binary option strategy to present. So on an average of around maybe about $30, though it was fluctuating balances, it's a profit of $15 on the last 20 contracts. Although like I showed you in all other trade histories, it's actually 16 trades. So the other 4 positions I wasn't including in calculating the win rate was like here on the last one, where it's the same trade, same instrument on same trade direction, a 4 to predict price to fall. But I opened first of all with a smaller risk amount than I should. Then later on decided to add another position the same day. So you see it's close to the same price level, 12,319. Trade opened at an entry time around 8:35 a.m. GMT to close the trade and let it expire at midnight GMT time for the first position. Then even on the same day and same instrument, same trade direction, the second position, okay, was also close to the same price, 12,316, when I had noticed that I should have added more. Then this one was the first position I opened at 7:15, okay, entry spot to let the trade expire around midnight GMT. Then the other position was a trade I opened first with a smaller risk, and then that's why there's only a 1 cent loss instead of the original money I had put at stake at risk of $2.40. So if you open a trade with a smaller risk, if you open a trade and close it before expiry time you set, you have a smaller loss with Deriv or smaller profit. So you will see that's why the trade was set to expire almost for 15 hours, but I opened it at 9:19 and closed it at 9:35 after I had noticed that there was a sentiment which I used for the binary options which was missing. So that's why I closed it, seeing I had opened the trade by mistake. Then the other third position I ignore in the win rates is also this one of the same day, 3 December. 2 positions, same instrument, also same trade direction, 4 not rise. And also is the same thing where I had opened with a smaller risk at stake and then later on noticed that I should have opened with a bigger amount. So same price region, near 88.43, okay, opened trade 8:26 to expire midnight GMT, and same applies for the second position on the same day for 3 December, okay, the second one, the $2.81 one, same applies for price level near 88.39, near the same price. Trade opened 8:26 to expire midnight GMT. Then the other fourth position I also ignore was also one where I had opened by mistake and later on noticed sentiment was missing that I use. So opened it. That's why there's only a 9-cent loss instead of the original $87. Then I opened later on the instrument on the same day when the sentiment was now present at a better time. So this one I had closed earlier. Also, you will see I opened it 7:05 at 16 seconds and closed it just after 16 seconds. Then for the CFD trading profit factor with my FX book, now I still have a small number of trades, of course, but you will see just those are the stats. It just shows the past 3 months only, it doesn't show the longer period, because Deriv broker for CFDs it only shows the past 3 months on MetaTrader, but I will use a better broker next year. So there's a profit there, just $5.98, and then for it's only showing 7 trades only. Okay, so profit factor now it's 2.3, which is still better than institutional traders and close to that of professional traders of 2.5. Professional traders already regarded as better traders than us, since they have degrees meant more specific for trading and more equipment and knowledge which institutional traders we don't have. And that's just the forecast and whatnot, but there will be more trades later on, so it will be better to see a performance then later on. Then I'm now just going to show those broker statements which I had downloaded for the CFD trades. So you'll be able to compare now the performance of a longer time period than just of past 3 months, which my FX book was showing there, since Deriv only gives trading performance of past 3 months, unless if you ask from support for them to show you the longer performance. So you see that the numbers there, the the newer versions I download them every time I show my trade history, and these are the ones downloaded past almost 7 minutes compared to other ones I downloaded even later. So for the BVI FSC account, you just take a screenshot and then you compare with the other results I had there. So for BVI FSC, this is just the commission based account, and for you to be able to have a screenshot which shows details which are more clearly visible, I'm just going to do some slight edits, like increasing the font, even also increasing the cell width. That way when you take your screenshots it will be able to show you a bigger font which can let you see more clearly. Okay, then also let me also just make sure that these Let me see how it appears now. So since it's a commission-based account, you will have to subtract the commissions manually on top of the profits and losses displayed. When Deriv gives you the information, it does not automatically subtract them. So on top of these profits and losses, you would then have to additionally subtract the commissions. So you just ignore these ones, return orders. These are more of showing fields of opening and closing of trades. The positions are the ones which matter there. But if you can even take a screenshot there, you can even align them with the details there. Then for the DerivVU account, the 217 account, this one is not commission based. So you won't need to subtract any additional commissions. Okay. I'll also just try to quickly do the same thing so you can see a bit more clearly on the screenshots. Okay, so I am going to rotate the screen, but in case it doesn't show a good display, you can take a screenshot there, then align it with the same details there. But also this might also help. So maybe so you see it more clearly, you can take maybe as 2 screenshots. Maybe the first one like this, and then you can then later on take second one with the other trades. Okay, so I will raise the account even from $12. I can still raise it to about $9,000 around end of October using an optimal F high risk calculated risk model with high win rates of about 80% win rate. But I am still going to do another deposit soon. And then this one is the FX account. It has no actual trades. Okay, these dollars are just what you withdraw, and if you have to deposit $1 so you can open the account. I was just trying to check out the products of the account. They just have forex. So that's just a summary of my trade histories. Then I'll show you later updates.